1, 2, 3, ho! Hey guys, welcome back to Planting Life Matters. I have a helper today, and he just graduated from 2nd grade today, and grandmother is so very proud. Say hi to Jackson. Jackson, say hi to everyone.
Hi everyone.
So Jackson's gonna be my helper today, and what I'd like to share with you is my turf grass. I want to show you some of the pros and some of the cons if you ever consider getting turf grass and replacing Bermuda or St. Augustine. Now, I will tell you this, I am in love with St. Augustine grass. I have it in the front of my house, but in my back area, it was very difficult to grow a lot of the Bermuda grass because parts of my lawn just didn't get enough adequate water, but also it didn't have enough shade, and then it didn't have enough sun in some areas. It was a lot of variables, a lot of reasons why it just didn't work. Now, some of you may be thinking, really? A gardener with turf? Yeah, because I can. So I'm going to show you some of the pros and cons and some of the things that I do to have to keep it looking great. And now I've had it not even a year just yet. I actually got it back in last mid-August, right in the dead of the heat of Texas heat. And I will say one of the pros to it is the fact that I no longer have to cut the grass. That's probably the number one pro that people think about, but some of the cons you may not have thought about. So for example, when it's super hot and it is in direct sun, yes, it will be hot to your feet. I'm one of those barefoot girls. I walk around barefoot in my garden all the time. So if you have pets, yeah, it could potentially be pretty warm to their paws. I don't think it's gonna hurt them. Now, it's not gonna take my skin off. Okay, maybe that's a bit much. But in the shade, it's fine. In fact, I love it in the shade. And on a cool day with direct sunlight, or a spring day, or when it's just not 100 degrees, it's just fine. So I don't wanna sound contradictory. Let me recap here. Direct sun, you're talking 80, 90 degrees and up, it's going to feel very warm on your feet. If it is 90 degrees outside and you're in the shade, no problem whatsoever. So think about that if you're considering it. Are you mocking me right now? Did I just see him doing all this? I talk with my hands. You know I talk with my hands a lot. Give me a break. All right, let me show you a few things around the garden. Let me start by showing you the transition, the smooth transition from pea gravel to the actual turf. And I have this pea gravel patio in place. In fact, there's another one there and another one there, which I refer to as garden rooms. And so I already had this really interesting shape of grass, and I'm gonna pop in a before picture here and maybe a little before video. When I put this in last year, I wasn't necessarily planning on sharing that video, so forgive me if it's not the best quality. So I do want to show the before and then what it looks like here. But the goal of this video really is to talk about pros and cons if you are considering getting turf grass. Now, with the pea gravel in this case is loose gravel. I am going to do an upcoming video on adding glue on top of this gravel, so it then becomes a hard surface and the gravel can no longer kind of get into the actual grass, because that does happen. So yeah, I just put that one there, but I see there's one here. And that easily happens because people are either walking by, or in some cases, when I pull out my turf vacuum, I may hit the side and pop a little bit of rock over into the grass. So what they used is called bender board. It's about 4 inches wide. You can barely see it. I'll try to get in there. That little thing right there is about that wide. That is put into a trench to separate the two materials. I asked for them to put that as deep as possible so it would be flushed with the ground and leave a smooth transition so no one would kick it or trip and fall, because I do find that the metal as well as the bender board surfaces that divide the two materials, particularly when you have like a flower bed that's separated from your grass, those metal boards are used, and I find them to be a trip hazard as well. It's just not that pretty. And I see that done more on commercial properties than anywhere else where they're still exposed above the ground. Now, in this instance, I already had this brick here as a border that was separating my Bermuda grass from this particular space. So we left that brick there, and I don't believe we actually put in Bender board. But I do have a second area that we also created with the board. Here's a better view where you can see the board here. I just want this to be even. That's my only thing. The Bender board and the grass. You should not see the Bender board. Just like this one over here. Smooth transition is what I'm looking for. Let me come over here. So that's how you get the clean lines when they put it in. Now, this was a little challenging back here because this was my doggy area, and it was just horrible because of the, lack of sun that I was getting. So the Bermuda grass died. The St. Augustine grass that it's been a pretty pity having someone put in for me, and it still did not survive. So that's the number one reason I really went with putting in this, faux grass, so to speak, or turf lawn in this area. I do like how they were able to cut around my existing stones, those large moss rocks there. They were able to cut around and fit it in and make it look as natural as possible. This is a bit of a weird space here. You're probably wondering, why on earth did we cut there? Well, you can see that I have this grapevine branch that is going all the way up. And that's why we did it. I honestly am going to pull this out, but at the time that I was having this installed, I had about 60 people scheduled to be in my back garden for for my 60th birthday party. I might pop in a little something in this video at the end to show that. So I had to leave this there. I didn't want to kill the vine off and have to try to clean all that up with about just 3 weeks prior to that party I was having. So I also left this area here because I noticed that from my trees that the crepe myrtles, they drop a lot of, weird sappy junk sometimes. And it would always end up in this area the most. And so I thought I want to leave this space so I can rinse it off, clean it easier. And it's not a big deal. This was the doggy area, but now it has become kind of the play area where we bring in outdoor toys. And I think my grandson has one of those 4 feet tic-tac-toes. There's usually a card table or something back here. And this just becomes like the little game area. So that is part of the pros and cons when it comes to cleanup. Let me talk about that a little bit more. So these branches, because we had storms for the last few weeks, have been breaking, and they're pretty small. And I can actually probably suck about a branch this size up into, let me move over, about that size into the turf vacuum that I'm going to show you here shortly. But I do have to hand pick up the vast majority of this. But as far as leaves, it's quite amazing what this little vacuum contraption will do. seems to only work when you pull it backwards. So going forward, it chops it up a little, leaves a little debris. Pulling it backwards, I think I read that too, is it does so much better. Oh my God, that is a lifesaver. I love it. I think this area turned out fantastic. Now, for both areas, I spent a little under $8,000, around $7,550. Yeah, I would totally do it all over again. Well, probably not because I'm broke now, but you get my point. Stick around for some before and after photos, and thank you always for watching Planting Life Matters. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more.
Happy birthday.
Dance off or
Dance off. Whatever. My knees hurt. How old are you? 36.
you want to do
Okay.
you want to do the knee challenge?
Okay. No, my knees just 36. Oh, your knees checked up.
You got a dress on.
It's okay. Nobody's there.
But can you break it down and get back up?
I don't bring it down to get back up.
Things you do are for me. Oh my Lord.
That's actually impressive.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Oh God, there's a lot of stuff to clean up. It was a party, y'all. Oh, Lord Jesus, this is where it all went down. Oh, Lord. Okay, I guess I better get to cleaning tomorrow or maybe Tuesday. I'm going back to bed. Oh, Lord, my head.